I'm just stubborn, man. I just never give up. I mean, there's no world where I ever would have quit. When I was 11, I just said, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to die trying. And I meant it. And there was like, even if no one still watches my videos to this day, I would still be going. And so people hate it, but I'm just the most competitive, stubborn person you'll ever meet. And I just never give up. I'm 26 now. I can't really remember life before YouTube. Like my earliest memories are basically when I started making videos. I found out that when I was at a young age, probably around 11, that there were YouTubers that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And I was just like, oh, that's it. Like
it's just the money.
Yeah, of course, because back then we didn't have money and I really wanted to take care of my mom and just my family in general. So it was like everything. It was like, this is what I love doing. I've never had as much joy doing something as I do this. Plus I could see a path where I could actually retire my mom, take care of her, pay her back for, you know, all the nights she worked so long so we could live comfortably and things like that. So one thing that irks me is when people try to like put someone's motivation into like one little bucket. Like we're very complex creatures and like, you know, you have a girlfriend. I would never say, oh, you just like her because she's pretty, but you like her because she's pretty, but you probably also like her because she's smart. You probably also like her because, you know, she's fun to be around. She likes similar shows, blah, blah. You probably, if we sat here for 10 hours, you could probably give me 1,000 reasons why you like your girlfriend. Yeah. So it's very annoying when people try to put why you like doing a certain job or building a certain business into one bucket. Oh, you just do it because of money. What if I do it because I like money and I enjoy it and it's a way to do this and it's a way to communicate with people and community and these other things, you know what I mean? And I think that's a common flaw we try to do. It's like, it's not that simple. Like, I'm like really good at just obsessing over one thing more than anyone else on the planet. If I were to say what's my superpower, it's that I can just obsess endlessly about something and I can just have the same thoughts over and over and over and over again. It's very weird. Like it wasn't like it was work for me grinding YouTube for those 10 years or whatever where no one was really watching it. It's just like kind of who I am. There was literally a day where I woke up, joined a Skype call with my friends and where we like were reverse engineering, you know, why certain videos do well or whatever. And I remember that call being over 18 hours long. And then I hung up, went to bed, woke back up the next day and instantly got back on the call and picked back. Like that was the level of hours we were putting in. I mean, I didn't know anything besides just trying to make it happen. 11 to 15, it was a mix of YouTube and baseball. But when I turned 15, I got Crohn's and I went from like 190 pounds down to 139. I lost all muscle I had. And so I was like, all right, I'm not playing baseball in college anymore. So then I was like, fuck it. It's just all in on YouTube. And then up until really Feastables, it was basically just YouTube. I never thought I would find like this kind of love for I thought it was specifically video making, but I have found over like the last 2 or 3 years, just in general, I just enjoy entrepreneurship and I've been really deeply loving getting like obsessed with Feastables and other things. And so, which was very weird. Like when I first started a chocolate company, it was like kind of a side thing, but the more I started to work on it, I got a lot of the same highs I got when I was making videos, just in different ways. And so now I'm like, I know way too much about the chocolate industry. I'm like, it's pretty crazy. I never imagined I would have put the thousands of hours I've poured into building Feastables. And so I think just in general, it's just, I just really love solving consistent, complex, hard problems. I think that's like what gets me out of bed. And like the harder the problems, the more exciting it is. If you just think about solving problems 3 times more than everyone else, like you're bound to come up with different solutions. I don't know why, but when people tell me I can't do something, I don't know where this came from. It makes me just want to do it more, to be honest. If you tell me I shouldn't do something, that's fine. But if you tell me I can't, then everything in my body just wants to go, fuck you. I obviously can. I don't know if I should, but I can. And then, I don't know. The thing is like to go viral, you have to do something that's never been done before. I've told this story before of like, you know, if you're driving down the road and you see a cow, who cares? It's a fucking cow. But if you're driving down the road and you see a purple cow, you're like, you've never seen that before. And it's something you weren't expecting. You're going to go, holy shit. And you're going to go tell your friends about it. You're going to remember that. You'll probably even think about it randomly once every couple of years. Why the fuck was there a purple cow? And it's like, it's the same thing. Just one was a little purple. And it like, you can apply that same analogy to ideas. Like when you're scrolling through social media to find a video to watch, there's things that, you know, have been done before. You've seen, you know, roughly similar to stuff before. You're just going to scroll past it. You'll never think about it again. Just like you'll never think about a fucking cow on the side of the road. And then there are ideas that are like the purple cow idea, which is what I try to do, which are things that make you go, what the fuck? I've never seen that. Like, I have to click this or I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because like, why is this video. No way they did this, right? But those typically are very hard. And usually to get that purple cow effect, they've never been done before. And if something's never been done before, there's usually a reason because it's very fucking hard. Mm-hmm. So you just kind of have to train yourself to like not resent very difficult, complex, hard, original problems and actually run towards them, because those are the ones that, you know, tend to have the more of the purple cow effect where people have to watch it. And viewership's very exponential. It's way easier to get 50 million views on one video than it is to get 1 million views on 50 videos, right? And because it like kind of goes exponentially and it's like, you know, pretty winner take all on the top videos, like you just really have to lean into that purple cow effect, if that makes sense. I just don't like working with mediocre people. I mean, I really just can't stand it. It's the fastest way to make me depressed, is if I have to work with someone who's just not all in and just loves what they do. Because they're not bad enough where you fire them, but not good. The problem is, like, I mean, and you see it in full effect. Great people just love working with great people. They do. And there's something about being around great people that pulls some kind of animal out of you that just makes you want to do more and push more and believe things aren't possible. And I don't know, when you put me around a bunch of other successful entrepreneurs, I just turn into a different human than if you put me around, I don't know, a bunch of people who are just running small businesses and don't really care and don't really have much ambition. I'm like two completely different humans. And you see that same thing in full effect. You put a bunch of A players around more A players, they just build off of each other. But you like put 2 or 3 C players amongst a bunch of great people and they'll start pulling them down. They'll start making them not want to work as much and make work not as fun. And so everyone knows, get rid of the C players, right? Obviously get rid of people who aren't all in, blah, blah, blah. It's the ones that are like, they're not an A player, but they're not a C player. So it's kind of hard because you still feed off the energy. And if you get enough of them, it just drags the overall culture down. So those are like the worst. I mean, not everyone can be these like world-ending monsters. That, you know, there are a lot of mundane things like, I mean, the book controller in accounting, I mean, probably doesn't have to be the best in the world. Mm. But, you know, when it comes to like the mission critical things like making videos and things like that, you like just the great people got to be surrounded. Like that's one of your number one jobs as leaders, just to make sure your great people are working with other great people. Cause that's like the number one reason why people leave jobs isn't money. You know what I mean? That's like number 4 on the list. Don't ask me to list them all. I don't remember. I just know the number one thing is, do they enjoy who they're working with? And people will leave their job because they hate working with people way before they'll ever leave because of money. It's hard to find those kinds of people, but you know, when you do, you got to treasure them and recognize that they're unicorns. The worst part is I just have this very very rare opportunity where I have so much attention and so many people watch my content. And I just wish I had more experience building businesses. You know, I'm only 26 and this is my first real business. Of every employee milestone we hit, it's my first time hitting that, right? Like when I hit 100 employees, that was my first time getting there. And this was my first time going from 100 to 200, 200, 300. And like with what I know now, I could have done it so much faster, obviously. And it's just, you know, it's a little brutal. Scaling Feastables from, you know, 0 to 100 was way easier than doing my production company because I had been through the ringer before and I learned a bunch and I get better with time. And it's just honestly, the most annoying part is just ignorance, right? Like, because a lot of mistakes I make, I look back and I'm like, oh, yeah, I probably should have brought in people with more experience working at a larger company earlier here. I waited a little too long here. I probably should have. And it's just like brutal because if I had known these things, I'd be way further along. But I mean, that's just how you learn. You just got to make 10,000 mistakes. We are averaging like 200 million views a video, like most of it unique viewers. Like we're talking like 2+%, sometimes 3% of humans alive watch every piece of content I put out, you know, depending on how well the channel's doing. And so like I could upload a video and then with 365 days later, you could grab 33 random humans anywhere on the planet. And one of them on average would have seen that video because the views are so fucking high. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of criticism that's thrown at me. And the thing is, you know, since our stuff's so global, sometimes, you know, transcends culture and not everyone views everything. And so everyone has different opinions and stuff like that, which is why it will drive you crazy at our scale if you try to make people happy. Because even if 99% of people are deeply happy, which is an insane hit rate. Like if you make a piece of content, 99% of people that watch it love it. That is wild, which that kind of stuff doesn't happen. But in our case, if just 1% unhappy, that's 2 million people, which is more than anyone else even gets on views on video. So, which will feel like an insurmountable amount of criticism and feedback. And it's very easy to like trick your mind into thinking, damn, everyone hates me because you just, you know, focus on the 1% instead of the 99. So I just came to the point where, you know, I just have to have my own internal guidelines of like, do I think what I'm doing is good? Do what I think, is moral, ethical? Do I believe in what I'm doing? If so, fuck it. Like, I'm never going to be able to make everyone happy. So and if you let the whims of the internet kind of decide what is okay and what's acceptable and when you're being bad or good, then you don't have a spine, you don't have a backbone, you stand for nothing, and it will just destroy you mentally. And so, I mean, I don't know what age I was when I kind of got in that mindset, but I just was like, I'm going to decide, and I'm not going to let the internet decide, what is okay and what's not. And then ever since I got to that point, if people criticize me for something and I'm like, I don't agree, then I have it's easy for me to just go, oh, well, I don't agree. Not going to make everyone happy. I believe what I'm doing is right. And just move on.